that's one of the big things that you and I needed to accomplish together, and that has been accomplished.
Hello everyone, welcome to the YouTube channel. So today I've got a special guest on, one of my clients, Mike, and Mike's had a remarkable journey from losing to eroded to consistently profitable. And one of his goals was to get that rising equity curve when we started, and when we finished, we managed to do that. So we'll have a little chat about that as well. But before we start, Mike, if you could just introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about your journey, and why you got in contact with me.
Sure. Well, thanks, Alan, and good to be talking with you, and providing this for your viewers today, I guess. So, but yeah, my background, I'm an engineer by trade and training, and I spent 30 plus years in as a material science process engineer, mostly in the automotive type sector of the world here in the U.S. So that's my background from an education working standpoint. I live in farm country, and so that's an important part of my life and upbringing as well. And but over the last 20 years, I've dabbled in various parts of trading. It actually started with commodities. Back in the late 90s, I was interested. Like I said, I live in farm country, and so I had interest in corn and soybeans and in various things. And so that's where I started getting some interest, but I just dabbled. 3 years ago, I got serious, and this is something I wanted to do and wanted to achieve, and that I want to take into, I say retirement, but as my next step. So I've had 30 plus years in the industry that I've been in. I'm moving out of that into other things, and this is one of those. So I want to make sure that I am set financially, I am free financially during my whole post-retirement journey, whatever that is. And that was a very, very important thing for me. So over the last 3 years, I've done all the reading that most of us do, all the books. I've listened to a lot of content. And so I think that I've established some good beliefs about what trading should be. But I just wasn't able to get it going in my direction. And so I made the decision early in the year last year to start looking for someone that I can work with. And through that process, Alan, came across your content. You and I spoke a couple of times, and I decided that that's a step that I wanted to take. And we started our journey October.
Yeah, long time. Yeah. What was it, 6 or 7 months we did together?
Yeah, it actually was a little over 6 months.
Yeah. A long time. One of the longest I've done with a client. We did everything, didn't we, from the ground up. We built a strategy, we went through all the testing phase and stuff like that. And then obviously the bulk of the work was the psychology side of things and enhancing your performance. So a lot of work done. And as I said to you, I can give you the tools and templates to do it, but the work starts outside of the lessons, and you've excelled at that. You really put in the work, So credit to you as well for putting all that hard work in. Takes two to tango.
That's right.
Yeah. So what made you choose me over anyone else?
Well, you you are very agreeable to be flexible to my schedule, and the fact that I'm much more long-term. Well, I say much more, but my focus is on the weekly charts, and it's not day trading at all. I want to be to where I can make most of my decisions on weekly charts and over the weekend and monitoring during the week. That's my goal. And I wanted to focus on psychology. I wanted to focus on basics. I read your printed material that you had your white paper book on psychology, and so I think those are some of the main reasons why I decided to work with you, Alan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
brilliant. So yeah, you hit the nail on the head, the psychology. So I take it after a while of not doing so well with your trading, you realise, there was something deeper that needed work, and it wasn't another chart pattern. It was the psychology side. So yeah, how long did it take you to get to that point where you realise, that there's more to it than technicals?
Yeah, you're right. Actually, from the beginning,
Yeah,
in just the way I was looking at things. But um, no, you're right. My the biggest challenge I had initially, I thought, was confidence,
yeah,
because I had not been able to achieve what I wanted to achieve and what I thought I could achieve. And I thought I was doing all the right things, right? And I think I was doing some of the right things. But so it was confidence. I had to do what I needed to do to get the confidence in a system, the confidence in my own capability. And it started from day one. You gave me the first task of back testing and back testing an entry technique that we talked about, an entry strategy. And I thought I was doing it right. And when we got together the following week, I was not looking at it correctly, right? I didn't do it totally wrong, but I was not doing it correctly. And
yeah,
so from day one, I really had to understand how to look at and how to approach and my way of thinking. I had to change about how I was looking at things. So it was really from day one that I understood that I need to look at things differently.
yeah, yeah. Very, very true. Uh, so how has your experience been with the one-to-one calls with me, Mike? Would you
With the
say?
one-to-one goals.
No, with the one-to-one calls we've had. How would you say they went?
Oh, yes. Okay. So yeah, the calls were always structured. Of course, you have a very well structured program that you're going to step your students and you step me through. And there was always, of course, though, room for questions, room for reviewing the process. And the previous week, or in our case, we met about every 2 weeks, right? And it was always and I'm a logical person. I need to have a structure about me and the way we approach things. And so this was a structured approach. And so I think it worked out well. The psychology part of it and the psychology exercises that we went through, um, yeah, it was all laid out very well. And to me, um, I knew that was going to be the place that I needed to put
Yeah,
more effort in than not. And so
mm,
that's where we spent, of course, a good amount of time. And a lot of that was related to goal setting and other things as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. The goals was a big thing. It really makes a difference when you've got that goal,
that's
like
right.
clearly for trading. It really you can
Yeah,
create the map to get there, and everything comes more clearer, doesn't it? Yeah, that's why I always
yep,
start with the goal. Everything I do, whenever I start a trade, it's always watching why. It's important.
that's right.
Yeah. So let's talk about the results. So how have they been, Mike?
Yeah, so the results kind of speak for themselves. Certainly, it's bottomed. My equity curve, my equity count has bottomed. It has gone the correct direction over the last multiple months here with dips, of course, but recovered. So since we've worked together, I have never given back everything that I've gained, which is what I was doing previously. That has not happened, and now I am confident that that won't happen. We have what we need in place. Um, I have learned that the um, plan for selling and how you're going to handle selling is as important as entering and managing that trade forward. And I think that's one of the big things that you and I needed to accomplish together, and that has been accomplished. So I now know that I'm gonna hold gains. I'm not going to have a lower low outside of something way off the mark. But that I have a system in place that will protect me from that. So the equity curve is moving up in the right direction, and the dips have not taken out a previous low, and that's really what I'm after.
Yeah, yeah. That was the original goal that you stated, wasn't it? The first word you said to me was, "I want to start seeing my equity curve start rising." You know,
Right.
and then after the work together. Well, it might have just been just before we finished. You showed me your equity curve, and it's above that EMA, and it's rising. It's got the dips, but then you've got the big expansions. So well on your way now. So it's just a matter of following your systems. You've got the
Yes.
foundations, the systems in place. You know, that's all you need to do. It's just a matter of executing them and following the plan now. So yeah, brilliant, man. So has anything? Have you learned anything about yourself? Has anything changed since taking the coaching with me?
I think so. I think I've told you this. I believe that, and I do believe I'm a relatively patient person,
Mm,
but this has tested that patience, and it's mainly related to FOMO, for fear of missing out, and being part of that opportunity, and really having the patience to sit and to wait for your real entry that gives you the real risk to reward that you need for your trading style. And so I had learned to be more patient than I thought I would need to be, and that's probably one of the bigger things that I've had to learn and to adjust to. And of course, my trading style requires that. I wanted that. I don't want to be involved necessarily every day. But so that's been a big one, I think, for me. Um, I think I'm pretty good about handling other outside influences, but one of the other things that we talked about is, and that was helpful, was that you do have certain triggers, and I had you had to help me realize that those triggers actually they're out there, they do exist, and it doesn't have to hit you like a ton of bricks. They can be slight triggers that are difficult for yourself to uncover, and that's where someone like yourself is very helpful in uncovering those nuances, right? And
yeah,
so I learned that even though I didn't think those would be out there, they are, and they
yeah,
do uncover themselves, and you have to handle them.
yeah. Brilliant.
Yep,
You don't know what you don't know, so that's why
that's
it's
right.
good to have someone who can spot these things for you. That's why coaching is a good thing to invest in. But
Yeah,
yeah, really, yeah, patience. It's the number one skill. It is. If you have patience, you'll do very, very well. And like you said, you trade the weekly, and you need patience. It's not you're not trading
yes,
every day. Yeah, your positions are always on, so it's easy to watch them as well. So there's a lot of discipline needed. So a lot of people think trading high time frames is easy, but maybe there's an extra bit of discipline and patience that's needed with it. But yeah,
that's right.
so
Yeah,
so yeah, you agree?
yeah, I agree. And I also learned I never thought I'd be looking at monthly charts, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
also learned the importance of monthly charts when you're trading in the time frame that I'm trading. And I have adopted that to my process, and it's been a good thing. It's been a helpful thing for me because I want to capture longer time frame moves, and the monthly helps me understand, um, the more of the background of
yeah,
that stock, and that's been helpful.
yeah, yeah, definitely helps. So, what are your future plans going forward?
Yeah, so again, I think through this 6 months, the goal was to lay the solid foundation, which we did for me, and to start moving the equity curve in the right direction. So now the goals are continuous improvement, right? Continuous improvement for myself and continuous improvement for the process of trading. And so those are my goals. I have one of the exercises that we went through is the someday goal
Yeah,
exercise. So you
yeah,
put a goal out there for however many years out that you want to be able to achieve someday, and then you break it down. In order to achieve that someday, what do I have to achieve in 5 years? What do I have to achieve over the year? And then you break it down to month. So that I think that's a very good way to approach longer term goals, and it gives you very specific things you need to achieve in the near term for you to accomplish your long term goal. So my long-term goal revolves around a trading process that has minimal drawdowns and is able to achieve an R factor that I feel like is achievable with my type of trading, which is 2R. And I also know that I need to adjust my risk at times in order to achieve those things. So my long-term goal is to work towards that someday goal. And in order to do that, I have my 5-year goal in place, I have my 1-year goal in place, and I have my monthly and I have my daily. And every year I'll review that someday goal, and it may be adjusted, but I have those steps and that's what I'm going to be working towards. And again, for me, I'll have a journey post-retirement whenever that happens. I'm still working. I'm full-time. I'm putting in 50 to 60 hours a week. I still plan on doing that. It's a very good group that I'm working with here, and I want to continue to support the work I'm doing here, and at the same time trade and continue to grow my trading equity and continue to do that through my post-retirement, and then help others with their longer term investing planning.
Brilliant. Yeah, I love
That's
it. Love that, Mike. Love
yeah.
that. So yeah, finally, what could you tell anyone who's unsure about joining the coaching? What would you say to that?
I think that I knew, even though we all want to think we can do something on our own, we can get there. And I think in the back of my mind, I knew there was maybe going to come a time when I was going to need some one-on-one help. And again, I went. The other thing is I, I was going down the road for 3 years, so persistence is part of that. I mean,
Yeah,
I consistently lost money over a 3-year period, but I kept reading, and I kept evaluating, I kept trying. Of course, this is the normal path that a lot of us go through in the early stages. And I've tried a lot of different things. And but at some point, in order to really create the feedback loop that you need, to understand where you're at, and how to move forward, and to have some accountability in that. That's where a mentor coach really comes in and is extremely helpful. And I don't think you can get that from any other source other than finding a coach, finding a mentor that you can match up with very well and work with and be very, very open with. So for me, I think I got to that point, and once I started looking at what was available as far as this industry and mentor coaching that's available, it is available, and yeah, and it's been the decision I needed to make and been the right one.
yeah,
Yeah,
brilliant, brilliant.
yeah,
So yeah, thanks very much for your time, Mike. It's been a pleasure to speak to you.
yeah.
Um,
Same here.
yeah, I wish you the best of luck. We'll be keeping in touch, no doubt.
That's right.
Um, no doubt about that. But yeah, thank you for taking the time to do the interview. I really appreciate it, Mike. And thanks everyone for watching as well. If you did like it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.
Thank you.